Hey guys, how's it going? This is Gray from Crypto University, and in this quick video, we're going to look at a slightly advanced feature that we can do with the three commas to set up a bot. The objective here is to pretty much set up the three commas bot to buy and sell based on the MACD indicator. So the MACD indicator is something that I have covered already in our trading mastery course. So if you are not familiar with this indicator, I would recommend you go back to the trading mastery course and learn about it to understand the fundamentals before you attempt to do anything. But basically, if you're not into that course, I also recommend you go to Crypto University and sign up for that course as well to learn technical analysis, okay? The trading one. Another thing worth mentioning here is that these things should be tested by yourself once you learn them. So there is no point just copying and pasting what I'm doing here, because if I make a mistake, you are also going to be affected with it, right? So please, when you learn something, this is simply a guide. Test it on a shorter time frame to see if it's giving you the results that you want, right? So if you learn a strategy here, you can test it on a you learn to set up a certain bot based on a signal. You can actually test it on a 1 minute or a 5 minute or a 30-minute chart to see, with a small amount of money, to see if it's actually giving you the results that you want. So please do your own research. This is not financial advice, like you guys already know. So what we're going to be doing obviously is to go select the pair that we're trading. So I already have opened a chart here on BTC 15 minute because I've just seen that the 15-minute MACD is bearish on Bitcoin. We just crossed $60,000 on Bitcoin right now. So the 15-minute has gone a little bit bearish, but it's been doing interestingly well enough here. As you guys can see, it crossed somewhere here, somewhere here, and then it's only exiting right now. So meaning that if you had a bot set up following these signals, you could have been doing well by now, you know. So it's not so bad. So that's exactly why these bots come in, because you can test ideas like this. Because from the from the eyes perspective, it looks like this is doing relatively well as an indicator. So we want to test this. So I will go back to our three commas, and I will create a bot. And obviously this is going to be a DCA bot because for obvious reasons. And it will be a simple bot, not a composite, because how it's going to work is that whenever the MACD line crosses above the signal, we will receive an alert. And that alert is what this three commas platform will use, or the bot will use, to know that, okay, it's time to buy, okay? If the signal line crosses the MACD line, then the bot will also receive a message say, hey, it's time to sell. So first, let's create the bot. Create bot, and let's get into the settings. We definitely going to start with giving it a name. So because this is an experiment, I'll call this one CU for Crypto University. CU BTC USDT MACD test 15 minute. Okay, and then you select your exchange here. I've already done that for me, and we're selecting a simple bot. Here we need to select a pair, and I'll go with a BTC USDT pair over here because that's what I'm experimenting on. And strategy. Okay, so we're doing a long strategy because we want to buy low and sell high. And the profit currency over here, we're going to select the quote currency. Why? I'm trying to make dollar money on this one. I'm not trying to make Bitcoins. I'm trying to just make some quick money, quick US dollars, USD. And base order size. Okay, so this is how much, if the bot actually start, how much money is it going to put on the position. So for the sake of the experimentation, I'll put $100. Okay, because if something goes wrong and my setup is wrong and it ends up doing something I don't want, you know, I won't lose all my money. Safety order size, I'll put $20. I don't necessarily need a lot of safety orders on this. and start order type. Okay, when the condition have been met, which is the MACD has gone above the signal line, it's time to buy. Do you want it to do a market order or limit order? You guys already know the difference between the two. I will select limit for buying, and I typically select market for selling, because usually you panic selling sometimes, so you want to make sure that the sale goes through. But on the buy, I'll put a limit order and take profit. Okay, target profit. Okay, what is the profit target that we want? So I will put 100% on this, and here's why. If I had to set this to like 2%, right, what would happen is that if the MACD crossed, let's go back here. If the MACD crossed, like what happened here, and the market went up, let's say by 20%, if I set my take profit at 2% or 5%, it will quickly sell my position at 5%, and I will not be able to make the rest of the, I won't be exposed to the rest of the gains if the market continues going up, right? So I like to keep it at 100%, meaning that, you know, I'll make as much profit as possible, right? The only limiter in this case is the cross. So if it went cross over here, this is where the MACD went in. We can actually measure this. So it went in, we'll be entering about this candle here, and right now the price is here. So it has made about 5%, right? So if you're a MACD person, you were still in all the way until here when the MACD now went bearish, right? So you have been exposed to the whole gain, but also you have taken a little bit of a dip that happened here. Whereas if you were a 3% target person, it could have closed you a long time ago, and then the cross happened, and then you'll be buying again when the next cross comes in. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's now set up the bot quickly. Okay, so safety or maximum safety order count. Okay, I'll do 2, and maximum safety trades count, I'll put 1 here as well, because I'm not really relying too much on this. I'm purely relying on the MACD on this one, so I'll limit my safety order sizes. Okay, so everything seems sound. I'm not putting no stop loss or trailing at all, because I'm relying on the MACD to do the job really. And I will go ahead and create, and you can see at the right it's saying max amount for bot usage. This bot will only use $141 in total when it's fully operating. And here there is something to pay attention to: maximum safety order price deviation. So we discussed this, what these are. You can obviously change these things up to fit what you want, right? So I need to actually change that. Price deviation safety orders, I like to put at 3% myself. So I'll put 3%, but because of the 3% and the amount of the safety order size you have, it will give you a different number here. So it's 6% because it will be 2 orders. All right, and I'll go create bot, and I can go ahead and start it. Oh, sorry, I made one mistake. Let's go and edit this quickly. So the mistake that I made is the deal start condition. I didn't set this up. So the deal start condition is what's going to trigger the bot to start. So here we're going to go ahead and select TradingView custom signal, because the signal that the bot will be using is customized, coming from us directly. And I'm going to click save over here. Okay, all good. And now it's back to this. The bot has started, and you know, it's telling us exactly what's going on. Oh, it's already starting a new deal. Anyway, so we change the conditions. So this time around, message for deal start signal. Okay, when does the bot start? You're gonna have to click on this message for deal start. It has copied a bunch of code. This bunch of code is what it's gonna use to receive a message from TradingView. So now let's go to TradingView. And in TradingView, I'll click this clock to select, to create alerts. One more important thing here is that you need to make sure that in the TradingView, your pair is correct and your time frame is correct, because the bot will be running based on the time frame that you set up over here. Then I'll go to click this alert button, and I'll click on this here, create new alert. Okay, it creates a pop-up. So a few changes to make. Condition, here we're going to select MACD. Not typically to give you the pair, right? But we're going to select MACD. What MACD? What function of the MACD? MACD has the histogram, has the signal, has also the MACD line. I will select the MACD, and here on the second line it says crossing. Okay, and here it says value. I don't want the value, I want the MACD again, and here I want the signal. So we have now created a statement that says the condition is when the indicator MACD, which function of the MACD line crosses the signal line on the MACD, please buy us some Bitcoin. Okay, so here it says options only once per bar. So this is a decision you have to make. I like to use once per bar clause. What this means is that when the MACD makes the cross, like what happened over here, our deal is not going to execute right on the cross, because if it's in the current candle where the MACD is changing, it's crossing, it might cross or it might reverse, right? So I wait for confirmation. I like to start on the candle after the cross happens. So here I will select once per bar close, and here you're going to have to check this webhook URL. Click here, and you now have this URL that you need to use. So you can find this URL at Crypto University. We have a page there that says Crypto University, Cryptopedia, and we have trading bots, right? If you go to trading bots, you'll be able to find webhook URL. This is kind of the URL that you use to paste it into your trading view to be able to send messages to your trading bot. It's kind of a public one, this one, right? Anybody has to have this one. And then on the message, you remember we clicked some words, the deal start signal in our bot. If we go back to 3 commas, we click here, message for deal start. You copied a bunch of code, like I said. You're now going back here, and you're gonna paste that message down here, right? This message is what this message will be sent to our bot to say, you know what, start the deal. So we need to give this alert a name. I can name it whatever. I can say, okay, BTC USDT MACD by 15-minute test, because this is a test for me. And everything checked up. I'll make sure I checked notify on app. Make sure you have the TradingView app, because when this deal goes in, you'll get a notification on your phone. You could also select email, and here you have the expiration time. I like to select open-ended because, you know, I would decide when I want to end this. If you want to experiment this, let's say for only 1 day or 1 week experiment, you can always choose the timing over here. So these are my conditions that I want for a deal start. I'll go ahead and create, and boom, this has been created, and we have now created the condition for buying, right? For a deal start to buy the asset. What if now the deal has started, we now want to sell? Okay, the bot needs to be told when to sell this asset. So we're going to have to create another alert. I'll now use shortcuts. It's Alt A basically, and if you're on Mac, it's Option A. So here we're going to change this to MACD. This time around, we're choosing the signal line. When the signal crosses on top of the MACD line, and you know the red line basically going on top, it means it's a bear signal. When this happens, we want to sell, right? So value MACD. So what we're saying is that if the signal crossing the MACD you want to sell, again I select once per bar clause, but this is something you can always experiment for yourself as well. And I can give it a name, say BTC USDT MACD test 15-minute sell. Okay, and here you now need a message. The webhook URL is already filled for you. After, if you use it once, it saves it. Then I will go back here and collect another piece of code. This time around, I will get it from message to close order at market price. Why at market price? Because if you're selling because you have made profit or loss, you want to make sure that that profit or that loss has been locked in quickly. if the market, let's say, is crashing so fast, you don't want to risk by doing a limit order because it might not fail. You want to make sure it's a market price so that if the indicator says, hey, it's bearish, then it's time to sell immediately. So I prefer using this message to close order at market price. You also have this message to close all deals at market price that you can use. The problem with this is that it will close all your deals of that pair that you selected. So if you're doing it specifically for a certain deal, make sure you select this message to close order at market price. Here you got message to close all deals at market price and stop bot. If you want to say, okay, if that happens, I want to close my position and stop the bot, you can also use that. Or message to cancel the deal, you can also do that. Okay, so you have all these options here that you guys you can use. But this time around, we're copying this message to close order at market price. I click on that, copy it, then we go back to TradingView and we're gonna paste it here. So this information, this email at the bot ID or email token, this, especially the bot ID, it's really public information. So you need, private information. You need to make sure that it's secured. Don't show it around to people, because if someone gets hold of this, they're not going to steal your money, but they can be able to pretty much manipulate your bot and tell you to do things that you maybe do not want. Okay, so here I'll make sure that I have checked everything is on the way we want it to do. We want it to happen. This is, again, is a sell signal, so the signal line is the first condition, and then I'll go ahead and create, and then we can chill and let things play out. Okay, we can see our signal is now here. Okay, this is the buy, this is the sell. So when things are happening, you actually see all your alerts here in the alerts log, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's basically it, guys, and please test this with yourself. Test on a 1 minute time frame to see if it works out for you. If it's working out the way you want it on a 5 minute, 30 minute, whatever, then you can start being comfortable with it and starting to experiment a lot more. But first, please try it out in case I made a mistake here and I don't want you guys to get affected. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video.